Hello everyone and welcome back to English with Ansar. In this video, we are going to talk about The Dear Departed Part 2. The Dear Departed Part 2 by William Stanley Houghton. William Stanley Houghton was a famous dramatist of English literature. In this video, we are going to learn the lesson The Dear Departed Part 2, which begins like this. Mr. Abel walks into the living room where everyone is having tea. All are shocked to see him, and he is surprised to see his younger daughter and son-in-law. Abel extends his hand to wish Mr. Jordan, but Mr. Jordan moves away with fear. Mrs. Slater tries to touch him with her finger to see whether he is a real person or a ghost. Abel angrily tells her to stop her foolish behavior. When asked about his health, he tells them that he is quite well except a slight headache. Mr. Abel sees his slippers, which are being worn by Henry. He asks for his slippers. Mrs. Slater snatches them from Henry and gives them to her father. He asks why they are in mourning dresses and who has died. Mrs. Jordan makes up some story to pacify the issue. She tells that Ben's brother has died. Mr. Abel tells them to sit down and take tea. After some time, he notices his bureau there. He asks Mrs. Slater and Henry what they have been doing with his bureau. At the same time, he hears his clock striking 6. He looks at it and questions them why it is there. Mr. Henry and Mrs. Slater become speechless. Mr. Abel grumbles and scolds for her deceitful acts. Elizabeth blames her sister for stealing the things and robbing their father. The two sisters start quarreling. When both the daughters argue, Mr. Abel asks what has been going on. Mrs. Jordan tells him that he is thought to be dead, and Mrs. Slater and Henry have stolen his things. Mr. Abel comes to know the reality. He understands his daughter's dishonesty and does not want to stay with either of his daughters anymore. He addresses his daughters directly and declares that he is going to change his will, and all his property and money will go to the person in whose house he will live till the last breath. Mrs. Slater and Mrs. Jordan fight with each other to keep their father in their care. Both the sisters try to persuade him to make him live with them, but he refuses to stay with them. Then Mr. Abel makes an announcement which shocks everyone. On Monday, he will go to the lawyer and change his will, and then he will go to the insurance office and pay the premium. After that, he will go to the church and get married to Mrs. John Sherlock. Abel tells that he has at last found someone who is happy to keep him. He leaves the place with an invitation of his marriage. He also thanks Mrs. Slater for shifting the bureau downstairs, as it will be easier for him to carry it to Ringo Bell's, which is kept by Mrs. John Sherlock. I hope you have understood this lesson. Thank you for watching my videos. Have a great day. Enjoy learning.